The kids in the Family Guy universe are very integral to the stories. As a matter of fact, their stories within the episodes are oftentimes more interesting than what the adults actually have going on. But also, sometimes it just kind of feels like they don't know what to do with them in a lot of episodes, and they're just kind of there, basically glorified background characters. So I thought, taking in the idea that sometimes their stories are more interesting, why not we give them spin-offs? And I'm going to do that by taking all of the kids from the Family Guy universe, kind of mixing them up, putting all the ones together that I think would go great together and that we could tell some interesting stories about. Also, guys, happy holidays. I'm trying to hit 1,300 subscribers, and if you guys could help me do that, it would be greatly appreciated. So first off, let's go ahead and go over who exactly we are dealing with here, just so we know the characters that we're going to try and be combined together. So Peter and Lois clearly have Meg, Chris, and Stewie, kind of Brian, but Brian's a dog. Joe and Bonnie have Susie and Kevin, who, though he lives with his parents, is actually 25. Really weird, since he was introduced as love interest for Meg, and Meg, I believe, is only 18. Kind of on brand for her, because she does tend to like older guys, but I also feel like it's weird they aged up him and not her. Homer and Marge have Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. Bob and Linda have Jean, Louise, and Tina. Dan and Francine have Steve and Haley, who, like with Kevin, is an adult, being over 21 and in fact married. And then there is sort of Roger, but Roger's kind of also adult, and he also has his own kid in Grogu. Donna and Cleveland have Junior, Rollo, and Roberta. Lester and Kendra have Ernie. Tim and Ariana also have Raymond, but I'm actually not going to include him because he's literally just a stoner and I could not fit him in anywhere. Hank and Peggy clearly have Bobby. Dale, Nancy, and kinda John Redcorn have Joseph. Con and Min have Connie. Kif and Amy actually have 3 children now in Axel, Mandy, and Newt. Hermes and LaBarbara have Dwight, and then the professor has Cubert. So I'm not gonna lie, the original video behind this was I was gonna try and pair all the kids up with parents that I thought would also be more fun, but that was before I decided to give them all spin-offs. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to eliminate the parents from the picture, and we're just going to put the kids together and give them their own stories. And the first group, and the one that I would actually the most like to see, is the team of Stewie, Bart, and Louise. I mean, just think of the schemes they could all come up and actually get away with when all of them put their pure connivingness together. And I know we have seen Bart and Stewie interact in the Simpsons Guy crossover, but Stewie definitely takes it too far there when he kidnaps Nelson. So I think adding Louise to kind of ground the two of them out will actually kind of go a long way and kind of fix that dynamic. But basically, think of like an Ed and Eddie situation in Family Guy. Louise comes up with the plan, Stewie puts it all together, and Bart would basically be the muscle, but really he would be more of the hustler, getting more people on board with the plan. But after them, I would actually like to see Meg, Roberta, and Tina in a show together. Think about it, you've got the oldest sister in Meg. She could be 18, maybe starting college, or really getting into the workforce. The attractive, popular middle sister in Roberta, I think she's like 15 or 16 in the series, and then Tina, who is definitely 12, as the youngest. They would all help each other out with their love interests, jobs, friends, and navigating school realistically, since the dynamics there would be almost crazy. And I mean, I know we've all seen this in a show before, so just imagine the season-long arcs you could actually get from putting all 3 of these characters together. And in a similar note, I kind of like the same type of dynamic with Kevin, Chris, and Joseph. I'm thinking maybe a brother returning from war, since Kevin is actually a veteran, who granted went MIA, but we can kind of just go with that. He kind of went AWOL in the series, but he's struggling to connect with a middle brother who is more interested in girls and who doesn't really leave his room, and a younger brother who is a conspiracy minded and actually doesn't like the fact he is a soldier, all the while also finding it hard to adapt to regular civilian life. Kevin, being 25, actually really works out, creating an age gap between Chris and Joseph, and all of them could kind of just have family bonding moments together. But to round out this kind of little category is Steve, Axel, and Dwight, but I see them having more of a friend-based stories, whether it be in a school setting or an outside club. Really, I'm thinking a lot of what Steve has going on now, but in a more futuristic setting with Dwight and Axel. But another group I'm actually really excited about is actually Susie, Maggie, Newt, Rollo, and Haley. And why? Well, picture this. A group of babies goes around having crazy adventures while the babysitter is distracted in some way, shape, or form, and let's be honest, we know which form of distraction Haley and Jeff prefer. All the while, a slightly older child is being mean to them or trying to get them in trouble, i.e. Rollo. You could even have Brian, Klaus, and Santa's little helper here, since canonically babies in this universe can't speak to animals. And if that's not good enough, maybe Haley and Jeff decide that they want to have a baby again, but actually can't, or they're trying to see if they're even qualified to be parents through babysitting. I mean, this show basically writes itself, probably because it already has, because if you guys haven't noticed this already, it's Rugrats. And if you guys haven't seen Rugrats, go watch it. Or get your kids to watch it. Or if your kids are all grown up, watch All Grown Up. This is just fun. It's got a bunch of seasons, a reboot, plus it has at least 3 movies, maybe more. So just go and watch Rugrats. Another fun one could also be Bobby, Junior, and Gene. I would actually put them into the entertainment, maybe working in, or if you feel like also aging up Junior and Gene, operating an entertainment restaurant. Bobby would be the chef, Junior, the smart one, could run the operations, and Gene can be in charge of the entertainment. Maybe we can even get some songs with him and Junior, and I think that would be awesome because Junior is actually canonically a really good singer. I'm also kind of liking a science or learning or academic show based around Lisa, Connie, and Cubert. Maybe Lisa and Connie are on some sort of scholastic team competing against Cubert, who is sort of snobby but slowly becomes their friend, or just remains the hurdle they have to defeat, since Cubert is canonically a genius. Or maybe they're all accepted into a program for geniuses at a school. I'm thinking something like the old Disney show Ant Farm. Then they can all work together to solve genius level problems. But finally, if you've been keeping track, we have Grogu, Mandy, and Ernie. And I will admit, not a lot in common here. Or kind of so I thought, but I actually think we have an opportunity here for some fun. Ernie is actually really talented and smart, even though the show often portrays him as dumb. So I think he would be someone who would actually realize Grogu in disguise. So maybe Ernie sees Grogu, a weird creature who is pretty much a master of disguise, with Mandy, who is keeping him hidden from her family. They have adventures together, maybe they really lean on Grogu's ability to disguise himself, and the 3 get into some shenanigans, or he could be hiding from some shady character who actually turns out to be Roger looking for him. But let me know in the comments down below, do you like any of these ideas? If not, why don't you like them? Or how would you put these kids together? Or how would you do my ideas better? I really don't care if you guys have some pointers. I think any idea is a good idea. But let me know all that in the comments down below. And while you guys are down there, please remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you never miss another video from me. And I will see you guys in the next video.